Or is everybody good as of this morning, or has anyone been put into protocol?
No, nothing's changed from this morning, thankfully.
I guess this would be like, your first time when Kevin was dealing with it a lot, where he would be sitting there and be like, okay, he's supposed to be here, but he's not here. How do you manage that thought process of, well, pregame, we look good, and then half an hour before someone could be telling me,
I think you just have to have an open mind 24/7. And you can't control it, and you know that everybody's doing their best to stay healthy, and you still could end up in it. It's just a contagious virus that we're all dealing with. I was doing everything I could to stay out of harm's way, and it knocked me on my tail for a minute. So I certainly didn't want to get it. Nobody does. You got to have an open mind 24/7, and just, pray when you look at your cell phone that it's not Brady. that's usually how when I see Brady, I'm like, holy smokes, here we go.
You obviously, Jay and JaVale and DeAndre are out of it, but they're doing reconditioning. How, big or how significant, how important is that for those guys? Okay, you're out of protocol, but you still need to get guys back in some semblance of shape.
I mean, those guys wanted to play. I just made the call yesterday based on I'd heard about Jay and JaVale's workout, and just talking to the coaches. I talked to James last night. I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to get back, but that's just the nature of our team. Our guys want to play, but I just felt like you're putting guys in harm's way, when you have them come back at a certain capacity of conditioning. I felt it the other night coaching, just I wasn't myself. It's a weird feeling. But I didn't have to play, I'm just trying to make good decisions, So I just talked to those guys, and we just made the call, They all want to play, but it's just where we are.
Is it a little easier to keep them out knowing how well the team's played the last couple of games, or is that not factored at all?
I don't know how 3 rotation guys is, I don't think that's part of the deal. I mean, it does make your decisions a little bit different when you have guys who are playing well that might not play as much when you get to a full squad, but this is based solely on their health.
Monty, Jay said this morning that you were having conversations while you were home at home watching the game. He just described it as weird. It was just honestly in that perspective. Did you share the same sentiment where you guys are talking about at the same time you're doing it by yourselves at your houses?
It's just different dynamic. You feel like it's, I don't know what kind of experience it is, but you should be there, and you're sitting home on your bed in your bedroom watching a basketball game that you should be a part of. And we text back and forth about what we saw, but I know that was still strange for him and me. But it's just where we were. After the first game, I just kind of settled into the fact that I wasn't going to be around for a few games, and just tried to do my best to help Kevin and the staff and be an encouragement. But it was weird for sure.
You enjoyed that you were describing having a pep in your step when you were back. Did you see a pep in Jay, DeAndre, in their step when you were back?
I've been hearing that for the past few days. I don't even know what that is. I was just happy to be back with the guys. And I saw that this morning in the gym. Those guys are trying their best to get back, running sprints, working out. I think there's an enthusiasm about being on this team and wanting to play well for each other and play well for this city. And I genuinely think they like being around each other. So maybe that's the pep that they see, that everybody sees. So.
Go ahead. You guys have certainly changed as a team since the Western Conference Finals. How have you seen the numbers change?
Well, they've had to adjust about as much as anybody. I mean, they don't have a Finals MVP, Defensive Player of the Year guy. That's a lot of change. So even from last year till now, they're still making adjustments. But then they've had so many guys in and out with protocols and injuries, and then you lose Paul. So that's a totally different team than what we saw. What we talked about this morning was, Morris's ability to take over a game. And that's exactly what he did in LA. We didn't play well, but he was extremely effective. But then they have these guys who are on the bench that you may not know. They come in and those guys eat rocks. I mean, they're just coming at your head like every possession. And I coached James Ennis in Philly, and I understand the kind of player that he is. Serge is back, and that's different from last year. His pick and pop ability, his shot blocking ability, his presence on defense, that's a totally different dynamic than what we saw last year.
Asked a lot about the Ambos with Jackson as well coming in. Just as soon as he got there, he played the first game.
Yeah.
What did you see or what intrigued you guys to have him?
I mean, he's a guy that I scouted some when I was in San Antonio doing management, and we were pretty, high on him. The length, the shooting ability, and it's a chance to, with where we are, it's a chance to not just look at a guy, but see if a guy like that who hasn't found his footing yet, to see if he can here with us. And so based on his history, he doesn't have a huge body of work in the league from a consistency standpoint, but we're hopeful that, we can help him. You just don't know. It's more of a wait and see and look and see, if he fits for us. But he was a good player in college. He had some flashes here in the league. He's just bumped around a lot, and that can hurt a young player.
When you look at a guy like Jalen Smith playing a lot more, how does he change what we can do offensively? Obviously, when a young guy comes in, you tend to kind of pare things down, simplify things. But is there like a ceiling of things that he showed with his ability that kind of gives you more options on either end of the floor?
It's hard to say. Look, he's played a handful of games consistently, and he's been productive. But to try to make huge declarations about who he is, that's a tough one. We're going to find out more once we start getting guys back. If I can find a way for him to get on the floor at the 4, that's probably going to be the best opportunity for Jalen to continue playing, and he's earned the right to continue to play. We may have to find minutes where he may be able to change, and we think he can. He guards the ball better than he gets credit for, and a lot of it is just his instincts and his length and the idea that he could block his shot. And that may be something that's different for us, having a guy with his shot blocking ability playing the 4 position. And then he has a big time knack for rebounding the ball. And so that could be a bit of a different tool for us from the 4 position. And then there are times where if we want to go small ball 5, he can be that guy. But he's earned the right to get back on the floor, even when we get everybody back. It's just a matter of, how we can effectively do it.
Has he acted differently? Like he's got more confidence in himself after having played well for the past?
I don't think he's acted differently. I just think he's probably internally more assured that he can play. You just don't know until you do it. But he hasn't, I haven't seen him change his gait. When I see him in the gym, he's not pimping or anything like that. But the only thing I've seen him, was the dunk that he had in Charlotte. He kind of releasing of the hounds, if you will, when he dunked the ball. I was like, holy smokes, we haven't seen that. That was the kid I saw in Maryland that had the swag, dunking on people, blocking shots, talking trash. Like I saw that guy in Maryland, and that's how we want him to play without the technical foul.
Just to follow on that, Coach Bryant, how he gets after God, how much credit should be attributed to him for Jalen staying ready and then seizing the moment once he got knocked out?
MB gets paid. I ain't giving him any credit. So he gets paid just like everybody else. Put that in the doggone, hit enter on your doggone thing. Yeah, right. I mean, MB's the guy. I mean, he's probably the most patient coach we have. All those bigs, when they're done and they walk away from the game, they're all going to look back at their time with Mark Bryant and be like, that was a pivotal point in their career. I've seen them do it with tons of guys over the years. As a colleague, twice from afar. He and I, when we played in Philly, we played one-on-one after practice all the time because he just loved the gym. I loved the gym. We didn't have anything else to do. And now he's just transferred that to player development and bench coaching. So I'm not sure how you divvy out credit or anything like that. I just know he's an important part of a lot of the players' development.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.